And here's something else that Indian leaders should realize. Our neighbors are exploring options, like Bhutan. They're close to striking a border deal with China. Many say India is not in the loop. So what does Bhutan do? Make a royal visit. The king of Bhutan is currently in India. It's a long visit from November 3rd to 10th. He has 3 stops in India: Assam, New Delhi and Mumbai. We'll deal with the Delhi leg of this trip. The king was welcomed at the airport by India's foreign minister. Tells you how important the relationship is. He then held talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They discussed a number of issues, also announced some projects. The most important being the railway lines. One route between Assam and Bhutan will be surveyed. Another route from West Bengal is in the pipeline. And this is key for Bhutan. Around 82% of their trade is with India, so connectivity is key. India also hinted at support for Bhutan's flagship economic zone, the one at Gelefu. It's located on the Bhutan-Assam border. The plan is to build an airport there. So to sum up, the Bhutanese king's visit is going well. Warm words, crucial announcements and good optics. Yet there's a major irritant. I'm talking about Bhutan's border settlement with China. They held the 25th round of talks in Beijing. Both sides agreed to a quick resolution. And why is that an irritant? A, because strategically important land is at stake, like the Doklam Plateau. It's an area that borders India, China and Bhutan. It's a tri-junction. The fear is that Bhutan could swap parts of this plateau, Doklam Plateau, with China. And B, the political fallout. Bhutan's foreign policy is aligned with India. They do not have relations with any permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, and that is by choice. But that could change. China wants to set up an embassy in Bhutan. They want formal diplomatic relations. So the fear is India is losing its clout, that Bhutan is moving closer to China. The royal visit is supposed to downplay those fears. And the same thing happened in April this year. Bhutan's Prime Minister talked about settling the border with China. Days later, the king landed in New Delhi. His mission was damage control. But where does this leave India? In a spot of bother. New Delhi has considerable influence in Bhutan. Many would say total influence. Any change to that equation is a setback. As for China's strategy, it's not a surprise. They've done this with all Indian neighbors. Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bangladesh, the Maldives, all these countries have been courted by Beijing. So Bhutan is simply the next in line. Does that mean it's game over? Well, maybe not. If Bhutan wants an independent foreign policy, that's their choice. We're talking about a sovereign country here. They can do what they want. They should do what they want. But India still has major leverage. Like I said, 82% of Bhutan's trade is with India. 68% of their debt is owed to New Delhi. Plus, you have bilateral assistance. India contributed 4,500 crore rupees to Bhutan's current 5-year plan. And don't forget the cultural relations. So it's not game over yet. Bhutan is not Sri Lanka. Bhutan is not the Maldives. Their economy and society are closely linked to India. You cannot abandon that overnight. So instead of panicking, India needs to reevaluate. Why is Bhutan striking deals with China? What are the drawbacks in India's strategy? And how can they be rectified? We say the recent announcements are a good step, especially the railway lines. If India can build on that, China's influence can be contained. If not, Beijing could gain a foothold. And before you know it, it's a debt trap.